Friends, our relationship between India and Russia is a very time-tested relationship. In this forum, since there are a lot of Russian business persons, I would like to present you the current pace of growth and the thinking behind it. What's the thinking behind the way we are growing, and where do we stand, let's say, 5 years from now? Friends, as you know, after the COVID situation, when the entire world was looking at models for development, in our country, our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, he took a very pragmatic approach and changed the course of the economy towards an investment-led growth. And we have seen the results. The rich world saw very high inflation, whereas we in our country had moderate inflation under control, and we have a consistent growth in the 6 to 8% real growth band. There are 4 pillars on which this entire growth strategy is built upon. First is massive investment in physical, digital, and social infrastructure. Physical as in highways, railways, everything. Digital as in 4G, 5G, digital public infrastructure, and social as in colleges, AIIMS, IITs, all that. Second pillar is very sharp focus on inclusivity of the growth. We are a very diverse country, as you know. In that diversity, it's very important to have inclusive growth. Third is a very ambitious push for manufacturing and innovation. This is in light of the young entrepreneurial energy that we have in our country. Fourth is a sweeping simplification of legal and compliance framework. I'll take a few minutes to talk about each of these 4 pillars. We used to invest about $20 billion in 2014. From there, we ramped up our investment program to about $130 billion today. $130 billion we are investing in social, physical, and digital infrastructure. We have constructed about 59,000 kilometers of highways, 35,000 kilometers of railway tracks. We have practically electrified the entire railway. Today we manufacture more locomotives than the combined production of US, Europe, and Japan. That's the pace at which we are expanding the physical infrastructure in our country. In terms of digital infrastructure, more than 90% of our cities are today covered with a 5G network. And within 22 months, we installed 450,000 towers of 5G telecom network in our country. That was the fastest rollout of 5G network in the entire world. We have digital payment system, I'm sure many of you might have heard about it, which does about 18 billion transactions every month. And I do a very small quiz. What is the average time between funds transferring from one account to another account physically? The average time, when I ask it in Davos, people generally say few hours. Then I ask them to be more ambitious. They say few minutes. The correct answer is less than 2 seconds. Less than 2 seconds. And it's a system which is doing $3 trillion worth transactions annualized basis, working very well. 10 years ago, we had just about 400 startups. Today, we have 150,000 startups. We are among the top 3 startup hubs in the entire world. That kind of focus on manufacturing, on innovation, has really helped us very well. We started a semiconductor industry. We have 6 units under construction at this point of time. And this year, the first Made in India chip will also roll out of the first plant. In a sense, investment in physical, digital, and focus on manufacturing and innovation has really given us a boost where we are able to grow in a very healthy, very sustained way. In terms of social infrastructure, we have practically opened 1 university every week in the last 10 years. 1 university every week. We have doubled the number of IITs. I'm sure you know about the IIT system. We have doubled the number of All India Institute of Medical Sciences. Practically every part of our foundation where the society can benefit from the investment program is today moving at a very rapid pace. I'll come to the inclusiveness of our growth. Being a very diverse country, very different languages, different stages of income in different parts of the society, our Prime Minister decided to have a very focused approach towards inclusive growth, starting with a program where people could be brought into financial inclusion. We opened 550 million new bank accounts. 550 million is like whole population of Europe and population of Japan combined, brought into financial inclusion. We constructed 120 million toilets in the villages. We provided tap water connections to 150 million houses, constructed 40 million new houses. I mean, it's a phenomenal change in the way people live in the rural areas, and that's why in 10 years tenure, we could bring 250 million people out of poverty. So that has been the inclusiveness thrust of our growth. The final pillar is simplification. Today we all hear about DOGE. DOGE is very fashionable, but in a very silent manner, we removed 1,500 laws from our statute book in the parliament in the last 10 years. 1,500 legislations have been removed from the statute book, and about 40,000 compliances have been removed. So these are the changes which have happened in the last 10 years, which give us the confidence. We have people from the financial sector. We are today having high growth and inflation under control. Our central government's balance sheet is very healthy, just about 57% of the GDP in terms of our central government's liabilities, only 57% of the GDP, which when you compare with any other major economy, it's a very healthy situation. Inflation is well below 4%, currently trending at 3.6 to 3.8%. We will be growing at 6 to 8% real growth, 10 to 14% nominal growth, with very high degree of confidence. I would say maybe 95% degree of confidence over the next 5 years, because all these programs are programs which are giving us a long-term sustained growth. None of them is like what the rich countries did after COVID, sending out checks and having that sugar rush. Rather than doing that, our Prime Minister focused on very sustainable long-term growth. So today we are on way to become the third largest economy in coming couple of years. So that's the path that we have going forward. So I'll request all the investors to take a look at India in a very serious manner. This is an opportunity for all of you, and this is the time when you can really set a foundation for yourselves. When the country grows much beyond $5 trillion and $6 trillion economy, your foundation now will be big thing for you going forward. Thank you.